Okay, so from a Halloween costume, I found a Splicer mask from Biohazard 1 and 2. If you guys have ever played Biohazard, you're familiar with the Splicer. I actually went out to the thrift store, got myself an old shirt, but I just tried the shirt on, and the shirt's too nice to tear up. And so I went to my closet. I found a shirt I'd already had. It actually has some stains on it. It already has a rip in the sleeve where one of the seams has actually come out. So I've decided, yeah, right here, you can see all the stains on it. So I decided, instead of destroying the nice shirt I got at Goodwill today, I'm going to dirty this one up, because after all, splicers are lunatics who live in a swampy area under the ocean. If you guys ever played Bioshock, YouTube it. I'll put a link in below. But these guys aren't clean. They've been living in a moldy underwater city with leaking and killing people for many years. And so I need to make this shirt to look dirty and nasty. So I'm going to start by putting a little bit of mold on it. Underestimate the difficulty there is in shaving you one of those type of pencil mustaches. I trimmed it a little short with the clippers. I might just pencil a little bit in. But how are you guys? Happy Halloween and stuff. I don't know where you live. A lot of places that cancel on Halloween. We used to take Nugget to the rich neighborhoods, the gated communities, if you will, and they would always have pretty good setups. They would have people, kids from all over coming. A lot of the houses would have wine and beer they'd give up to the parents. All kinds of craziness going on. But word came down with COVID that they're minimizing the amount of people. They're not letting a lot of the public in. So, and no one really does anything around my neighborhood. And we got invited to a Halloween party. And the fact that Nugget just got her grill did. She's got braces now. She's not supposed to have a bunch of candy. And so we thought, really, with all the COVID stuff going on, the fact that we can't take her to a normal spot, the fact that no one does anything in my neighborhood, well, because there's so many empty lots, we could walk down the street and hit 4 houses and waste time. That we just basically bought her a bunch of Reese cups and Hershey bars, because that's pretty much all she can eat, because it's soft. And why take her out to get a bunch of candy and then tell her she can't have 3/4 of it? That wouldn't be fair. And so we're going to this Halloween party tonight. And we were at the Halloween store finding Carrie and Nugget costumes, and I just saw a Splicer mask from Bioshock 1 and 2 sitting on the shelf. There's only one. I was like, well, this is clearly backstock, because Bioshock hasn't been around in years. But it actually has a 2020 trademark on it, so they're still manufacturing them. And I did find out through some Google searches that they got a part 4 coming out soon. And so I figured it would be cheap. I bought the mask. My original idea was just to wear like my wool trousers from my World War II stuff and a shirt.
Pretty much that costume, and I almost picked that to wear tonight because I found my white and black makeup.
Say hi.
I'm trying to get the picture together.
It is Sunday, November 1st, the day after Halloween. I was supposed to do a podcast today, but the gentleman who scheduled it with me didn't show up, which I don't mind. It's Sunday, I'm tired. He probably didn't realize that when he chose Sunday at 1 o'clock that it was the day after Halloween. I had some people ask questions on my TikTok about my costume, so I figured I'd add in this video the answer in full form. So this is a copywritten mask by Bioshock, and I thought when I found it that it was old stock. No, it has a 2020 copyright on it. The question the guy had on TikTok is, where did I get the mask? Did I make it or I bought it? I bought it, but as you guys saw in the video, I took colored pencil, I did some dirt and shading to it, because after all, these guys live in a dirty, dingy, city that's underwater at lakes, and they're always fighting, so I dingied it up. Next step is I went to Goodwill and I got a dress shirt. As you saw, I got a dress shirt, but I couldn't bring myself to destroy that dress shirt because it's already nice. And this dress shirt I've worn to a couple weddings, already had stains on it and a tear in it, so I decided to destroy this one instead. Now, one of the mistakes people make when they do blood is they get red paint, which you'll see here, and it's too bright. I knew it was too bright, so I darkened it up by using OD green paint and black paint. And then I went and got burgundy paint. From a distance it looks more like blood. Burgundy house paint, put on a paintbrush as you saw, splattered it. Now also make sure when you're doing your sleeves, you want to be dark and dingy, because once again, you're living in a leaking city under the ocean, and so your clothes are not going to be nice and clean. It's hard to tell, but I also took OD green paint and black paint and did the pants as well. And of course, if you're living in a city full of psychopaths, you want to make sure you have blood on your pant legs as well. So after I got everything nice, bloody, dingy, and dirty, I took a knife and I put some holes in my shirt. Maybe it's from buckshot from a shotgun, maybe it's just from wrestling, whatever. Also did my collars, make sure they weren't all nice and clean, because this guy's dingy and dirty. Did the collars too. Did the sleeves, nice and bloody. Don't mind the hair on the floor from where I shaved off my beard. Gotta sweep the garage. On the back of the pants, I made sure not that anybody could see, I sprayed a lot of paint on the butt, because obviously if this guy sits down in a mildewy city, his pants are gonna get dirty. Same thing with the pockets. I put a lot of paint here from him putting his dirty hands in his pockets. Now, I was originally going to put a vest on here to make it look real formal, but I didn't want to destroy my vest, so I opted out on that. But I did make sure to paint the top of my undershirt, because obviously, you know, it's going to get dirty into too from the sweat, the blood, and the fighting. And then, as you could probably see, I took makeup, did my neck and the face underneath the mask, and that is how I did my Bioshock costume. Now, there are different type of splicers in Bioshock. You got the spider splicers, which have the hooks on their hands who crawl on the ceilings. You got the Houdini splicers who vanish and disappear. You got the ones who throw fire. I did the lead head splicer. Those are the guys who are adept at shooting, so that I could carry my Denix Thompson submachine gun, my 1911. And of course, you can't do Bioshock without this guy. This is the guy that gives you all the power. This is an ear cleaner. I put a nail in the end, some watercolor paint, and then took a hot glue gun and glued it shut. And then also carried my blank firing 1911 from my reenacting. So I have my blank firing reenacting 1911 and my Denix Thompson, which weighs a ton, but it's nothing more than a paperweight. The kids at the party had a fun time playing with that. So overall, oh, and I also went to the Goodwill and bought a pair of $5 wingtip shoes. So I was complete from head to toe. So Halloween's over. I'm not big into cosplay. Every once in a while I'll get invited out to a comic book show. So I think I'll keep this, put it in the closet, and if I end up going to a comic book show, I know they have one here locally where some of the podcasters set up. Maybe next year we'll buy a booth and do a podcast from there. And then once again I'll break out my Bioshock cosplay. But there it is. Happy Halloween, you guys.
This has been a Digital 410 production.